Hello. How's it going? YouTube, internet world. Whew, it's Friday. And my goodness, next Wednesday is October. I don't know. I know I've been sick for a couple weeks and I still am really tired with exerting a small amount of energy. But how did we get to the fall and all the upcoming holidays, the ones everyone loves the most? Halloween, Thanksgiving, because it's a lot of food, and Christmas, because it's a lot of gifts, and uh, because there's a lot of people who celebrate it with a certain meaning. So I don't know, but man, wow. So yeah, I'm Lucinda. It says that down there, and it's Friday. This is the day when I only bring jewelry, vintage costume, and semi precious. Some new contemporary. Hi, Cat. You got me on the big screen. Mr. Mill. Is that the name, Mr. Mill or Divine? I don't know. Anyway, I'm ready for my close up. I hope you're doing well, Cat. Anyway, so, well, thank you, darling. I'm exhausted from being sick, but you know. So anyway, I have a huge basket of stuff over here. I always put more than I can possibly do in one sale. So if there's ever anything in particular that you're really looking for, be it a certain type of vintage jewelry, um, just bracelets, necklaces, plastic, whatever, rings, put it in the chat. And I'll make an effort to see if I have it in my basket and pull it up, or I'll make a note to pull it up next time. Yeah. I'm in Northern California. And if you were doing the preliminaries, boring, but there you are. If you bid on something and win, and I have not met you yet, you need to send your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address with a zip code, and your PayPal email separate at the bottom to that email address on the screen by 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. Otherwise, it'll go back into rotation. And please don't do that because that's just not nice. Now, I ship from Northern California, pirate ship. I bill through PayPal. Yeah. This is the end, excuse me, the end of 2-week build a box that I do to save me time, energy, and money at the end of the day on invoicing, packing, shipping, taking to the post office, which is the back end of all the stuff we prelude do up to that point, and to hopefully save you money on shipping. I will let you know that Thursdays I'm also on, and I've been doing a mix of household and jewelry, vintage. I'm pretty sure that by 2026, I am no longer going to be doing household items unless they're really small, really something special, because they don't really sell on my channel. And I think shipping has just become prohibitive for a lot of people. So rather than having these things stored everywhere, and taking up space in bins, I'd like to create my new office space with just shelves with bins of jewelry, which is my specialty and what I love the most. So there you go. So that said, I have a whole lot to get to, and I will ask this question several times as we go along. I have brand new, 2 pieces of Dene or Navajo necklaces, brand newly made by a lovely woman, a family that came to the county fair, for sale. They're at the high end of pricing. It's spiny oyster turquoise, a special kind of green turquoise that was basically mined out by the end of 2014. So they're pricey, but I have them, and I will ask occasionally if anyone wants to see them. Okay, cheers. I'll do my best not to cough. I have the smallest cough. Mostly I'm just really tired if I overdo, and I've already overdone. After getting COVID after the county fair 2 weekends ago. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So, there we are. I think I've covered all the basics. I will go for as long as I can, and I will say that there's one person who I believe was going to come today, and I went to the post office and picked up stuff that I purchased because a reseller friend of mine, I bought really awesome cloisonne bracelets, and I was going to bring those today, but they shipped them to a friend's address down in Berkeley that hasn't been my shipping address for like a year or longer. So thank God they still live there. I'll get them, but I don't have those today. Trudy, hello. Trudy, if that's you, I tried to get these cloisonne bracelets because I think you're the one, Trudy, that styles in the Asian style. I think. Anyway, that'll be in a couple weeks from now. I apologize. Okay. And thank you. Thank you for the compliment. And if, like I said, if anyone wants to see modern, incredible Dene or Navajo with Pueblo spiny oyster necklaces, but they're, pricey, let me know. So what should we start with, you guys? I have yep. See, truly, I was like, man, I was so disappointed. I was like, why? Because I'm tired. Like, I'm really tired, and I did not want to go into town because I'm still recovering, and so are you, Trudy. I got your email, and so I didn't want to go at all, but I was like, well, but I got these bracelets in case she liked them. Other people will as well, but still. Anyway, moving along. My God, I just and this is someone I've been doing business with for a long time, so I'm just like, what's up? Okay, this starts at $12. Moving on. So this is something I've talked about this, and I've been right and I've been wrong. And I'm probably starting it at the price that it was sold to me at. So this is a stretch bracelet. Now, I don't do stretch bracelets because, number one, they annoy me because they're too tight on my wrist and they don't move, like bangles do. Number two, this always tends to break by the time it gets to me. But you know what I didn't realize at all? I'm 85% positive that this is, in fact, amber. And early amber at that. I will show you the glow, and I will tell you there's all these, what they call sun discs in here. Do you see these flat circles kind of all through this piece. And then there's scratches, little light scratches on the surface. The sun discs are from when they heat amber up to make it more stable, because it's just an ancient resin and it's called sun discs. So what I would do, this is beautiful. This is a dark piece. These are Baltic. This is definitely Baltic. This seems to be Baltic. What I would do with this, and I'll show you the glow in a minute. This is not plastic. I thought this was plastic before, but I picked it up and I was really looking at it and I was like, no, it's not. What I would do with this is I would not leave it as a stretch bracelet. I would buy it for the lovely pieces of amber and make it into whatever in the heck you would like. The holes are big enough to run another line through, and if you're creative, make something out of it. Let me show you it is amber, and I honestly thought it was lucite. Because that's how much I don't like stretch bracelets. I just completely was like, whatever. There's a scratch on here. See right there? See the dent in and a tiny scratch? Plastic doesn't scratch like that, but amber does. And that's why they heat it, because it's a softer material. So, I mean, this is very small. It does not fit on my wrist, but it's beautiful, and I'm offering it at $12. Let me show you the glow, and then we'll move on. Totally green. Amber will glow bluish, green, and kind of orangish. Now, so will lucite, but not this. The difference between, I just read and learned all this, the difference between the glow in amber and the glow in lucite is that amber is going to be a cloudy glow like this. See how it's kind of cloudy? So that's how you know the difference between this being a lucite piece, the two things I said, that it has a cloudy glow, and that if it's heated, it has those flat little oval circles called sun discs, and it can be scratched on the surface because it is softer. See the flat little circle in the back there? Yeah, $12 if anyone's crafty. Otherwise, I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to take it apart. Trudy, you asked me about wedding cake beads, and I want to let you know that, in fact, I'm pretty sure I do have a bag in there. I forget how many they are. I paid way up, so if you were really interested, it would be like probably $40. And it's not a lot, but if you're really interested, I'll pull it out of my cabinet. Okay. I'm just addressing things I couldn't address in the email. Okay. This is lovely. Let's do it at starting bid of 34. And like I said, you guys, I am still recovering from being sick. I mean, I guess I'm just older, and it was nasty and hard and fast COVID thing. And really hot up here, so that helped to burn it out, I think. And I have to go down to the Bay Area on Sunday and take care of a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna go as long as I can, and I'm unclear about if I'm having sales next week at all. Okay, it just because I can't come back till Thursday, so there'll be no sale on Thursday, and then if I can pull one together for Friday, which I probably will, I will. So this is a Taxco 925, and it is signed Beto. I'll show you. I can't read the other. Let me hold this still. I can't read what the CR or I can't tell what that says. There's the rest of it. So it's a signed piece by an artist. It's earlier than the 60s. Well, it's late 50s, early 60s, and it is a warrior. Sterling silver, Texaco, Mexico, in the beautiful, natural, darker abalones, similar to the brooch I showed yesterday, which I'm going to show right after this piece. Absolutely beautiful. 34, there's still room on this. If you're a reseller, these generally, I just was looking up Texaco, and so Texaco Mexico sterling silver of this period is generally 970, which is higher than 925. It's called nickel silver. That might be what that says, just like what I was struggling with last night and finally figured out. And these are going for close to $65 or $70 right now because of sterling silver and the price of silver. So, and the face of the warrior kind of looks more like some light crushed turquoise in with the silver, and the rest of it is abalone, which if it was white, we'd call it mother of pearl, right? I'm pretty sure I got that right. It's almost 2 inches long. And I just love the fierceness. And do you see? I don't think you can really tell. Well, there you go. See how this is very different? This is not abalone. And there is some dark blue in there. So, yeah, that's all I can think of. And then the eye is actually a piece of something reddish brown. Yeah, who knew? There's the back. There's the pin back out to here. And it's a pretty thick piece as well. You should probably look up Beto. Oh, no, and this one does say 925, but it's also Mexico. So, yeah, that's a little confusing. Anyway. There you go. I will put him back in his box. Yeah, it does, Trudy. It's, yeah. I haven't stared at it that much until just now. So, there you go. Okay, he will go down here. A lot of these pieces, I know I haven't done it yet, but I have a huge box up here to list on eBay. And not next week, but the week after, a whole bunch of stuff is going on eBay. Thank you for looking. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, so this piece is starting at probably higher than it did. If I can type, I might get somewhere. Probably higher than yesterday's sale by a couple dollars. But I talked about that yesterday, and I said, once I get a handle on this thing, you never know what's going to happen. And I got a handle on it. And a viewer of mine, a friend of mine, Cheryl, texted me, and I had already solved the mystery by then, but she was helping me to figure it out. Yeah, Well, I started out on eBay, Trudy, and it is really time consuming, and I have tried to avoid it because of that, and then the fees. But um, yeah, it's time. So here is the back of this one. We went through this yesterday, and I could not, for the life of me, figure out what all of this was. I thought it was like the maker's name in addition to sterling silver. It was just freaking me out. I was taking so much time trying to read it to y'all, and I don't like doing that. So I stopped. Then here is what I finally figured out. This is 970 SIL. So it is old Mexican 970 or nickel silver. And 970, as far as my understanding at this moment, is actually has less alloys like other metals thrown in, like silver, etc., than 925. So it's not just like a straight Texaco. It's not 925. It's actually higher. And then it says SIL. And in addition, it too is from the late 50s, early 60s. It looks like a cross. Actually, it is a feather. And it has an even more incredible, beautiful, natural piece of abalone. Look how thick it is. And it was carved in there, and it has you can feel the ridges and the thickness. I mean, they picked out a piece that flowed just like a feather. It's not dyed. And then you can see it's a very thick piece. You can see the cutouts here. Let me move this a little. You can see the cutouts on the edges of the feather. And then the tip, which is still totally intact. It's a beautiful piece. See how similar it is to the other, yet at the same time totally different. Here's the pin back, and it is about 1.5 inches long. And it's just, again, this goes for almost double on eBay. So I wanted to bring this back because yesterday I was really struggling to get it right. So I got it right, and I was like, I'm bringing that back. Thank you. Yeah, I did. It was a lot of sleuthing. This whole 925 versus 970 versus why is it SIL? There's a whole thing. A whole thing going on. This is a buy it now for, I don't, you have no idea. You just see this little bit here. And when I was in my main open concept area of my homestead, you just saw the back of my open homestead with sleeping lofts. But you have no idea in here how much jewelry I have. It's a problem. So I don't know if this is a piece I've had since I was doing eBay in 2001, or if it's newer, how much I paid for it. Nope, I don't know. I don't remember. But what I do know is it's a good piece, and I'm bringing it to y'all. Okay. So it is, and this looks kind of funny on me because of the glass cuff. That was a gift from my friends Nightmare and Muppets. See here, it is early 50s, late 40s, possibly 30s. Faux pearls. They are very, very white with a gray luster. They feel like glass pearls. It is one of those wraparounds. And it has, hold on, I'm trying to get this. Here, there's a tiny bit of paint wear because it's glass pearls. Here is a dangle. And then down here is a dangle. It is that wire. So it is like this. And it is definitely, look when it's curled together. Look how tiny it is. It is definitely a smaller wrist size. My wrist is a 7.25 at beginning of the mid-range of a lady's medium. I would say that when this is opened up, I would want to say 6.5 to 6.75, beginning to be the top of a lady's small. But it is a lovely, very well constructed, no issues other than tiniest bits of paint loss near things like this or on the front with the dangles. Buy it now for $10. You got any pearl necklaces or pearl earrings hanging around in this shade? Put it together with this and you have a set. Okay. Now, just because I'm offering it at $10 does not mean it doesn't have value. It just means that's what, I wanted to bring a few items today that were, more affordable. I like to be fair. Okay. How about this? I love this. So, Trudy, are you still just really tired, or do you have like any other active symptoms? Like I have a tiny cough. It's not all the way down at the bottom of my lungs. It's more up here, but I have it and I'm just still so tired. And how long ago did I get sick? My God. 16th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Today is the 11th day. And when I crawl into bed, I was so tired after yesterday's, 2-hour sale that I ate a snack and then I crawled into bed and I fell asleep for 2.5 hours and woke up at 9 o'clock to eat dinner and then went back to sleep. So clearly it's taken me a while to recover. Hates it. So this is a starting bid of 19. And as I say, how long I go today is really going to be predicated on how I'm feeling. This is a mid 1960s. The pen is just barely poking out. I do not see any makers' names. What I do see is the the beginning of the metal on the clasp, which was soldered on, beginning to turn. But otherwise, there's not one single thing. Other than that, I should say, there's not one single thing going on. So I guess you're supposed to wear it according to the clip, like this. It's a really heavy metal. Clearly, it's gold tone covered over something like a brass or a copper. These are really beautiful AB stones. And they're different, which is, it's not really picking up. So I want to show you. This is AB multicolored. This is just a clear rhinestone. AB multicolored, clear rhinestone. AB multicolored, clear rhinestone. You see the difference now? And it's pretty high up layered. And it, like I said, it's heavy. So whatever the base metal is heavy. Ugh. Oh my God. Ah, Trudy. Oh, that's horrible. I haven't had that since I had a little kid, thank God. So it's just really, really pretty piece. And I get that the pin back says wear it like that, but to me, it's like a cluster of grapes, and I would wear it this way. And it's big, starting at 19. And I wish you could see the peaches, the colors. My color, it's blowing it out. 2.25 inches long by 2 inches wide. So let's go over here. No, it's a big one, and it's really cool. I hope y'all can see the colors in there. But I'm really, yeah, I don't think you are able to. So does that help? I'm playing with my ring light. None of which is helping. But okay. Moving on. Thank you for looking. Trudy, 100%. I put them all over my jackets and all of what I call my country shirts. I have this daisy brooch on my t-shirt today with the ladybug. Yeah, I love brooches. Oh, you can see the colors? Thank goodness, because it's very hard. What I see in StreamYard and what is seen on YouTube do not match up. Why? Go figure. Because I don't know why, and I think it's weird. I mean, it's all going over the computer. It's all essentially the same thing. So StreamYard must put some kind of filter in there. I don't know, man. Okay. I don't know, man. I've been listening to a lot of old 1960s folk music this afternoon, which is maybe why I'm saying that. I kind of sound like a 1960s hippie. I actually have some Crosby, Stills, and Nash playing over here on my phone. I don't know if you guys can hear that, and if you can, please tell me because I'll get a strike. Trudy, I really honestly, I had that when my daughter was young, and it's terrible. And no, you just have to get through it. I'm so sorry. Tons of fluids. Coconut water, does that help at all? Turmeric for your tummy, yogurt, probiotics. Hi, 710. How's it going? What's up? What's up? Yeah, me too. I grew up with it. Okay, so I showed this yesterday. Showing it again. I said I would, and I am. These are old vintage enameled beads with gold tone spacers in graduated sizes. Light pink, kind of a mauve gray, then a mauve pink, and then a pink, or is it a white? A pink at the bottom with different flowers. It's on a very long, I'm quite sure this is an electroplated, kind of the herringbone or key style chain, gold. It's on my thumb. Now the issue with this one is the clasp is gone. It's not coming undone. It's not going anywhere. And it's so long that it goes right over your head. Peppermint. Yeah, peppermint would be good. That seems like a good idea. Now, obviously, I could pirate through and find something and put, a clasp on here. If someone really wanted me to, I would charge you $5 to do that. And it comes down to right here. I believe I went through this. It's about probably 28 inches long. And I'll show you a couple individual beads and move along. So I showed it yesterday, but let me just show again. So here is the, it's dropping through my fingers. Let's see the cloisonne style gold paint. Around the florals. I love the beads. The beads are absolutely awesome. And the chain is great. It just needs a clasp, and it's a super easy fix. I just thought offering it at this price is probably just a few more dollars than I paid for it. And these are these ceramic beads. See that? And they've clearly been around for a while. I would say, based on the pastel colors, 80s. Yeah. Okay. I bet you do. I love cloisonne stuff. I brought a couple cloisonne items. Maybe 2 weeks ago. A couple vases and a bell in case you showed up, Trudy. And if you're interested, I'm letting them go for pretty cheap. They're from the 60s, or at least, well, I don't know that. The office where they were purchased from was decorated in the 60s, but these people were collectors of cloisonne. It is blue glass, blue, cloisonne over, little miniature vase. So they were decorated that office with these in the 60s, but they might be much older than that. And I was collecting them at one time, and now I'm not. So please do that. That would be awesome, Trudy. But I would be letting go of them for like $10 to $12 a piece. Yeah. Yep. Because things are changing around here, and I just don't have room for everything in the world. How about you guys? Yes. I just don't. So let me I haven't done this for a little while, and then I'll do a couple necklaces. Yes, Trudy, I honestly, I would love to see that. I know how to type. I'm a bookkeeper. I went through 10 years straight of university to get a master's. You know what kind of papers and how much you have to write to get through 10 years of school. I know how to do bookkeeping and numbers. And, I know how to type, but when I get on StreamYard, it bounces my stuff at the very end back to the front all the time. I don't get it. I don't get it. If anyone knows how to solve that mystery, give me a holler. This is beautiful. I haven't shown it in a while. I think this will probably be the last time. And then it too is going to go on eBay. This is a bracelet. And it is this glass wrapped in copper. It's copper wrapped. Let's talk about that first. Let me try to stay on topic. So I'll go with one bead. See the bottom? And then it comes up and across and fits into the rod that goes through and is attached and does the same thing over again. And then it's this green and pink, and it's like vanishing cat's eye as it moves with the light. The word that comes to mind here is trippy. Yeah. Yeah. Good for you, Trudy. I love that. I mean, is that not trippy? What is going on with this glass? I mean, I have to say, and the copper is very thick. Look at the extender. Now, here is a little gold flower on the end of the, what is that? Like a 1.5 inch extender. I don't think this was mass produced, but hey, maybe. Hold on. Does anyone recognize? God bless, it won't sit still. Hold on. Does anyone recognize this little gold flower as a maker? Yeah, it actually, this matches what I'm wearing 100%, Trudy. And then it just has a shepherd's hook for a closure. But what is this glass? What is this like magical crystal ball glass? That is what I want to know. It's very well made, Trudy. Thank you. And that, it fits me with room to spare. So it would fit, if it was a 6.75, no, let's go with 7. If it was a size 7, it would, with the extender not fully extended, it would fall down like as far as my kind of glass octopus cuff that I'm wearing. And it could go all the way to, I think, a 7.5, because I'm a 7.25 with the extender fully extended. And if anyone knows what type of glass this is where I learn from you and you learn from me. I mean, not even marbles do that. So what is it? Let me know. Last look. Okay. It's very unusual. And like I say, I've shown this. I think I'll give it a couple more go rounds. And then it's going on eBay because it's, there's something. I mean, I've looked it up. I can't find it. So I don't know what it is. That's why I don't think it's mass produced, because I can't find it. I don't know what it is. You all love my bracelet that my friends gave to me about, maybe 6 months before my father died. It's glass. And it's so comfortable. Okay. Is there anyone here who would like to see modern, not sterling silver, but modern Navajo necklaces? I have one that's turquoise and spiny oyster. That's just incredible, but there's no sterling silver. And the other is green turquoise with Gaspar and shell and Heshe beads. Okay. And none of it's sterling silver, but they are incredible. They are the green turquoise. I think it came from Royston. It's very tricky to know, or it might have been a place called, dang it, the copper mine, because the green is lighter and it has a lot of coppers. And that piece, is that the piece? That piece is 140 starting bid, And the spiny oyster and turquoise is $235 starting price. So if you're interested, I will bring them up. But I'm telling you what they are now. You just drop it in the chat. Yes, Trudy, I love that documentary. And there's a guy on YouTube who has tons of little tiny octopi that I think are like rescue octopi. And he does these shorts. His name is JBD something. And I watch those every day. They're amazing. They're amazing. Oh, Trudy. Yeah, they are, right? And I think the only reason that the end caps, with the thing, are not sterling silver is because silver is so expensive. And these people are from a reservation in Arizona that's actually gone. The mother is a renowned weaver from a long line of Navajo weavers, and she refused to leave the reservation. And that's how I was able to track down their last name and their whole history. And they're the most beautiful family. Okay, moving on. I'm telling a lot of stories. Moving on. Thank you for tolerating me, everyone. Okay, this is just freaking cool. And if you know me at all, you know that I love plastic. I love unusual. I love motion. And I'm never going to not. So no matter if I stop doing household or not, I will never stop doing costume jewelry. I am going to move more and more into some semi-precious and a tiny bit of modern, but not too much. But I'm never going to give up my first love because I freaking love it. So this is a starting bid. Oh, wow. Trudy, well, send me a picture of that, please. So this is plastic. This is one of the best plastic costume jewelry pieces I've ever seen. And I think, do I remember correctly? Yes. And you know why? And I'm Trudy, when I get a chance, I've got so many beads in there, I'm going to start making jewelry again. The reason why this is so cool is because it's West Germany. I don't know if you can see that. West Germany, there you go. Best quality costume jewelry out there. So, and it looks, now clearly, these look like glass, but they're like cut, I call them pineapple. That's just what I call them. And then clear old vintage spacers. And then this blue that looks like turquoise. And then they have this interspersed. It's all plastic. It's a double strand. These get larger because now you're getting into the middle. And it throws out a lot of sparkle in the sun. It is, I mean, I'm sorry, but I love this stuff. And I have people who also love it. Thank goodness. Here's the little pineapple drop at the end. You can see it is on like probably an old brass with kind of a silver overlay look. Shepherd's hook. Look at that. And that is, let's see, let's get rid of the extender. There you go. So without the extender, which is about 1.5 inches long, this is 24 inches and about 20 inches long. I think that looks pretty good. And here's the thing with, yes, this is Trudy. Here's the thing with this one. If this one doesn't sell over the next several months, this one will wind up in my personal collection. West Germany always holds its value. And this one, like I said, that the carving of what I'm calling pineapple beads, never seen it before. So, wouldn't you love to have the bracelet that went with this? Well, I don't know. I would love to. So, this will go down here to come back a few more rounds. And I have my boxes. I sorted my boxes out today. Thursday, Friday. But I have not. That's as far as I got, because what really should be happening is brooches, bangles, plastic necklaces, metal necklaces, antique, like, yeah, I will get there. You know, winter's coming where I can't do anything at all outside. So that's when that's going to happen. Okay. I'm going to try this, you guys. I've tried it many times, and this is going to be the last time. And it's going to be the last time. Then it's going on eBay. This one has really puzzled me because it's, I don't know, it's like the epitome of incredible vintage, and I don't get it. Here is the back. It doesn't really have an extender, so to speak, and it is not, there is no maker. I'm going with the 60s into the 70s disco. Very mesh, Whiting and Davis type of look. It twists, and there's just this kind of half moon, one on each side, which is what wraps holds the hollow wrapped mesh. Then with this dangle, it is, you're right. So disco all the way, disco. Imagine wearing this back in the disco days under the disco ball. Now, you don't need that anymore. This will do the same thing in the sun. I mean, look, it's doing it here under artificial lighting. I love this thing. I don't, oh yeah. I don't understand. I'm saying 60s, 70s. It could be 50s based on that construction. It just, the mesh reminds me of disco. But, mesh, like Whiting and Davis and mesh, was around way before disco. And this is kind of too classy for disco. There is not one single missing piece, blemish. And like I say, this is a hollow wrapped chain. It's pretty spectacular. Yeah. I went to my share of discos, but not in Montreal. I just love to dance, so I've been through every type of music. Yeah, because I love to dance. If it's danceable, I'm doing it. And if it's not danceable, I'm not going to like it too much. Here it is on. So it is not tight. And the drop goes down to probably about 18 to 20. These earrings and this brooch do not go with it very well. I like bluegrass music. Yes. I was born in North Carolina, and my mother's sister's third husband was a renowned dobro player. And I like, for instance, I don't get mad at me, people. So there you go. I don't. I will listen to classical because it has its own unique lilts and the ability to manipulate the instruments in the ways that they do, and the training and the discipline. I will go to, like, a symphony here and there, but I want to move. And so, like, jazz, I'm sorry, I don't understand jazz. So I know that everything came from, jazz and this and that. I took a whole music history, but it's not for me. I can't dance, and it's very discordant. Now, figure me saying that when I love punk rock and discordant. That doesn't really work, does it? No. Okay, that's going in eBay. All right. I'm going to show you something that I believe. Now, I believe this because of the tag and the quality. I believe it's a little more contemporary, and therefore I'm sure I paid, and I love rock and roll. KFRC, I don't even know if that was a station nationwide or not. I don't know. Oh, man. I'm pretty sure this is less than I paid for this. I'm going to have a drink because I'm sick. But I think the person who sold this to me did not know that this is not terrible, but this is more contemporary beads. I don't believe these are vintage beads. Also, I believe that the hang tag is Premier Designs. So it is well worth the $16. Just because these glass beads are a repop of the older Italian beads does not mean that they don't cost anything, nor that they aren't beautiful, because they are. But they are, see, like, look at the copper fritz in there with the blue and the clear. They are still gorgeous, but they are not what I traditionally deal in. So there you go. But you see how it's that whole style. And they're gorgeous. The beads are gorgeous. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. You want to get this and tear it apart and make a whole new necklace? Go for it. You want to get this and wear it and love it? Do that. This one, it's hard to see. It actually has little tiny flowers inside. That has, it's kind of like the wedding cake style, but it's not. Woo, and there's a lot of them. There's another flower. Here, this is very good. See how that's like a wedding cake style? But I believe these were made in China. And then these, there's another one. And then this one with the little bump outs. And it's a nice long necklace. Now here is it has an extender. Hold on. has an extender that very much looks vintage, right? Yeah, it does. So it's easy, to think that it is. And here, let me get this right. Nope, and then you can't see it because it's backwards. Let's turn it around. See the hang tag? It has that like really kind of odd nebulous design on it that I believe is Premier Designs. So this could be, 20 years old. Yes. But it's not, Italy, Murano years old. And it is very long, like I said. Oh, I have a thumb ring. Trudy. Oh, will do. Okay, so let me show you how long it is. It's long. This is longer than one I was wearing prior. This is about 30 inches long. And it's a nice necklace. I mean, it's not an awful necklace at all. It's just not what I usually sell. And so I have my certain standards, my certain quality, my whatever. And so this is around what I paid for it. And so therefore, I figure I'll offer it up to y'all. And look at that. If you kind of doubled it, it's great beads. It's not shabby. And $16 is, this would have been about $40 new. Yeah. Hey, Becky. How's it going, Becky's Vintage and More? Becky, I'm okay, but yesterday after I did my sale, I ate a snack and went upstairs and fell asleep till 9:00 when I woke up and ate dinner, and I fell right back asleep again. So same thing will happen today. I'm still just very wiped out with a cough that's not all the way at the bottom of my lungs, and it's very light, but it's still there, and I'm just tired, man. How about you, Becky? How are you doing? You haven't been sick. Everyone meet my friend Becky. If you don't know Becky and you've never been to one of Becky's sales, I highly recommend that you go check her out. She will be on tomorrow. Becky, what time will you be on? And in fact, Becky, you can drop your link or the link for tomorrow's show as an introduction if you would like. Oh, Trudy, honey, take care of yourself, okay? And I will do that. I understand, and I'm so sorry you're sick. That's a tough one. Like I said, I've had it before, and the only benefit would be, and I remember feeling like it was a benefit at the time, was that I lost a lot of weight. But it's not the way you want to lose weight. Thank you for coming, Trudy, and I'm going to make a note to email you the photos of the wedding cake beads. Email Trudy. Trudy used to live up here where I do, y'all. It's a small world. She found me on YouTube, and it's like, and we're talking, and she found me because of a short I posted of the valley, and she was like, "Oh, I know that place." And I was like, "What?" Okay. Let's put this necklace up. Becky, do you want to put in your channel or your link for tomorrow? It's your opportunity. I gotta kind of double this again. Oh, brother. Sorry. I love this. Here we go with my plastic, you guys. And again, if anyone here wants to see my higher end Danae new pieces, not vintage and not sterling silver, but turquoise, spiny oyster, green turquoise, let me know and I will bring it up. Okay, this is a starting bid of 20. I'm pretty sure this is a piece from 60s into 70s. It is plastic on this gold tone. It could be 80s also. Could be. Square onto the loop gold tone. Plastic oval rectangle. And some actual oval pieces. It's very I see this as like a 60s or 70s piece because it, even though there's no hang tag on it that says anything like this, it reminds me of designer. Reminds me of like the whole Gucci and Prada and the very early designers of whose names at the moment I'm blanking on, just in style. Here is the clasp, and I'll show you some beads and then I'll show you how long it is. And I just love this. It's a very lightweight. So if you're older like I am, and some of them are solid black, a few of them. If you're older like I am and you don't like heavy things on your neck, and see how it's very wavery. I mean, it's very free flow poured. It's really interesting. And we'll see if it glows to see if it's lucite. And now let's see how long it is. It's very long once again. Isn't that fun? Do you remember clothespin necklaces? I almost feel like this piece maybe got some inspiration from that hobby. My grandma used to make, not clothespin, paper clips, and my grandmother wrapped it in shelf paper and then connected them and made necklaces. Cool. Thank you, Becky. Thank you for putting that in. So it's very long. I'll put it on to give you an idea of the length. And then, uh-oh. And then I'll see if it glows. And then we can see if it's more 80s. See how long this piece is? Long. So that is probably 30 inches. And it weighs nothing. I think I would want shorter earrings with this one. Obviously, there's a clasp. Could you double it? You know, if you are young enough and ambidextrous enough still, you could undo the clasp. You could double this and then wear it like a doubled 15 inch collar because it's 30 inches. Yeah, you could do that. Okay. Thank you, Becky. Becky, what happened to, let's shine a light on this and then move on. Becky, what happened to Anitra? She's no longer selling with y'all? I haven't seen her in a long time and I've been kind of worried about that. So it does not glow. That looks like it does to you guys, but I'm looking at it, it's just purple reflection. So therefore, my 1960s into 70s designer style from like Macy's necklace is going to stand. Oh no, my cat got up here, y'all. Excuse me. No, kitty. Maggie. No. Go on. Sorry. No problem, Becky. No problem at all. Anyway, okay. Okay. Thank you. I've been, I just, I pop in, I don't know, at least every other Saturday, at least for a little while. And I haven't seen her in so long. And so I was, I got worried. Thank you for reassuring me. I guess I'm like a mother hen. I don't know. Okay, at least that's in the right box for the moment. Oh, good Lord. Okay. This is going to be a buy it now. Sorry. For $25. This is beautiful. I may be one of two things. I'm either really, Maggie, no. Cat, no. Sorry. It's just she gets up here and this is this whole area is no. Maggie is covered in stuff. Sorry, y'all. Covered in stuff. I mean, like, old vintage glass household things, my jewelry, Sears Mary mushroom canisters that are like really fragile, Limoges, Horn of Plenty, knickknacks. I mean, and then all my whatever. And she just, it's not a place for cats. So I'm sorry. So this is a buy it now for $25. I do not know how old this is. I cannot read if in fact on the here is actually anything a maker's mark or not. I cannot tell. I know that it's absolutely incredible opalescent glass on wire with crimp beads. It could be modern or it could be really old. I don't know. So I know that it's beautiful. This is not AB. So I want to be really clear about that. This is not AB coated. This is like an opalescent glass. And it is glass. And so are these tiny little beads next to it. Almost like rock crystal, but with this opalescent sheen. So let me take it, and then it has these filigreed caps. Now those filigree caps are most definitely vintage, right? So that leads me down the path of this being vintage. But it's hard to be completely determinate. Now, what I I'm hoping you guys can see. So here you go. It just kind of looks like plain cloudy glass, right? But then as it starts moving, it gets like yellows, it gets pinks, it gets ring of fires, like a ring of fire look. Good Lord. Let me see if I can, hold on. It's very delicate. Do you see the filigree caps? That's much older. And then the pieces beside it are just like little rock crystal, but they're cut and faceted. And this is metal, twisted metal with crimp. And then the metal goes through the bead. And what I'm mostly seeing right now is like an orangey color. But when I'm back over here with it, I see more of pinks. So it's kind of a mystery. And I don't know what it is, and I honestly haven't looked it up, or at least not in a long time. And I could be selling this for a lot less than it's actually worth. I don't know. But I'm so attracted to it, and it's so dainty and delicate. I just thought I'd do a buy it now at 25 so that maybe someone who's here who really likes the type of things I'm bringing, you know, could afford it and would be interested. Here you go. So this is about 18 inches. And again, I don't know what's with all the orange. There's some color in here that it's tagging off of. Can't tell you how old it is. Not at all. And it's just a little toggle closure. Okay. No, Maggie. Wowzer. Is that going to be my theme of the evening? Apparently it is. This is very unusual. I apologize. Now don't hiss at me, Cat. Do not hiss at me. I don't understand what your issue is. Get out, Maggie. I don't understand. Sorry, y'all. She jumps up here like once, maybe twice, and I pick her up, and that's the end of it. Well, apparently not tonight. All right. That was a buy it now for 25, and I've got to tell you, that was hard for me to do because it's really unusual, which is something I love. But I want to offer a few things that, I just, is it crystal? Is it, I don't know what's happening. So I'll bring this one back around a couple times more. And then it's either going on eBay or, you know what? I'm going to put this, I have a business up here that's one of the, the highway is a winery tasting thing. One of those things in California. It wasn't when we bought in the 70s. It was sheep and apples, and the logging mills had all closed down by then. They're, over there and over there. They're not in the valley anymore. like they were at the turn of the century for all the redwoods. But now there's vineyards everywhere. So what's the point of that? Oh, there's a couple profitable, really nice businesses that are, on the more high end. And I'm hoping and thinking, I made contact with one that sells vintage jewelry, and I think I might be able to start selling some of my wares to them occasionally, and that would be a really good piece, even though it's not semi-precious. So let's see what happens with that. Okay, we're going to do something entirely different now. I've shown this before. Another one of those, shown it before. Not sure why they aren't selling. And there goes this backwards thing where my cursor just moves. So how is everyone? Everyone okay? I'm okay. I mean, I've been on an hour and a half, so we'll see with being sick and everything how much longer I go. This is a good, it's always a good time at about an hour and a half when I've been on to drop into the chat particular type of costume jewelry or just jewelry in particular that you are looking for. And so I can bring it up and show it to you. Starting bid of 18. This is the cheapest I've ever brought this. And I'm probably it's what I paid. These are ear climber clip-ons. They are light blue that with dark blue centers that also change to purple and white. It's like nindidrium. I forgot how you say the word. Glass, it's like that. I'm not sure that it is that, but this blue, see the light purple? It turns to, there you go, light purple. It's really cool. Nindidrium? Becky, how do you say that word? Can you spell that word in the chat for me? Please. Takes a village, y'all. Here's the clip-on. These, so when I say ear climbers, let me show you what I'm talking about. There is no maker, but I'm going to suspect Europe somewhere with the quality of these and the, look at the puddling, and the prong and the changing glass color. So white, ice blue, and purple. And they climb up your ears. And you have, like this one goes here, so they're pointing outwards. If you had it over here, then they'd be poking you in the cheek, see? And they go, if I had it clipped on, they climb all the way up to the top of your, I forgot what this thing is called. I forgot a lot of things. I've been sick, sorry. Yeah. So they are about an inch and a half. So pretty. You know you want them. You are having monsoon thunderstorms with lots of rain in Glendale, Arizona. Wow. Oh, flash floods. Ooh, 74 degrees is awesome, but flash floods in desert areas, no joke. When they say, if you're ever, you know this, Becky, because you live there, but anyone else who's here, my God, if you don't know about the desert, if they ever say that rains are coming in and there's the potential for flash flooding, Don't go hiking. Don't go in the ravines. Get out of the low-lying roads, because a flash flood means that within, 10 minutes, it's going to be flooded, and it is a whooshing river of water. Like, we saw over the summer, just decimate, like Texas, right? And those poor kids at the camp. Yeah, it's scary, man. Becky, are you safe? Mark yourself safe, Becky. So I bought these several times. These are going on eBay because what I asked, I can ask almost twice that on eBay. Uh-oh. Hold on. My eBay box is getting very full. Becky. Yeah, exactly. That is some dangerous monsoon. So, and I've been several years in a row when I was traveling across the U.S. for something else in New Mexico during monsoon rains. And not only would it rain and flood in Albuquerque, New Mexico, it would snow, it would hail, and the winds were so extreme that walking across the parking lot to get from one like hotel room, ballroom, main event room to the smaller hotel, like across over there, the wind was shoving me across the parking lot. And so I did that once and never again. It was scary. So I know you're safe since you're staying home, Becky. Thank you. I don't have to worry about you. I don't want to worry about you. Let's see, y'all. What does anyone want to see? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if my sneak attack person is here. She said possibly she'd be interested in this today. And sneak attack friend, I don't have any panel bracelets. Nope, it's one of the things I need to be on the lookout for. Yeah, so, but I am, when I go down to the Bay Area, I'm going to be doing a lot of thrifting. So I'll be re-upping some of that type of stock that I've run out of. So this starts at $45. Fridays are my big ticket item day. And this is worth every penny. I don't think this, oh, there goes, I can feel that tired hit. I bought some little fries, and I have them add melted Gouda cheese to it when I went to the post office. So I'm not hungry, but then I was eating fries. I mean, and I forgot to tell them not to put salt on it. They are a lovely restaurant owned by a small little family that moved up here and actually lives on my roadshed area. And they've been in the restaurant business their whole lives. And they opened up a restaurant in the tiny little town of 300 near me. And it's simple food for inexpensive, and it's good, but it's like salty. So, Noelle, there's my sneak attack friend. Well, Noelle is in at 45. She already knows what this is. Hey, Noelle, what's going on? It's little glass tortoise shell, gold tone acorns. These are so freaking cool. Definitely vintage. No maker's mark. I guess I brought a couple different tortoiseshell items, and it's heavy. This is a heavy bracelet. The chain is these huge links. I would say this is probably an 80s. Whoa, sorry. Each acorn is different, and even the finial on the end of the extender is a little teeny tiny acorn. Solid. It's not hollow, solid. It's gorgeous. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my goodness. There's 9 acorns. 9 is my best number. Why? Because 3 is, and 3 threes make 9. Don't ask, y'all. It's one of those weird things. So, someone would have to come in at 46 or better. It's got a 1-inch extender. It's absolutely gorgeous. All I can think of is 80s, and that the hang tag is gone. And this, again, was a higher end designer, possibly European. I don't know, man, but I love it. Okay, so here's what's happening. Fair, maybe, if I can type. Fair warning, 46 or higher. Trying to account for the lag. Last call for this incredible, heavy, hand-blown tortoiseshell glass acorn bracelet. Okay. Well, y'all, you waited too long. Boom. Hey, sneak attack friend, how's it going? Oh, Noelle, I love how you do that. It's always surprising, and you always make me happy by doing that. It's like, is she here? I don't know. She's not talking. There's no way to know. She's probably not here today. And then, boom, you just like, I hold up some particular thing thinking about you, and there you are. Okay. Well, since there you are, I don't know. I'm not going to just start only selling to Noelle. Okay. That's not cool. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Six. Well, that's not what I want. Where's the other thing I wanted? Oh, there you go. Okay. I just dropped something. Sorry. Excuse me. Yeah. Good, Noelle. My stuff makes me happy too. I almost got into it today, but I didn't. I need to wait until after I list eBay stuff and then go through it, because there's cameras that I know need to go on eBay. They're all very high end. I have a box of my mom's jewelry, all of which is vintage, all of which is really nice, a lot of which is not my style, but I need to sell it. And I almost was going to go through that today to box, and then I was like, no, I've been sick. I can't. I'm not at a place where I can do that right now. So I didn't. But I will be soon. And my mom had some really fun and cool stuff. So yeah. Okay. So this has no maker. it's very interesting to me because it's not sterling silver. It's just silver tone kind of overlay. Floral, but that is marcasite inlaid in there. It's a very small little pen, but I think it's really pretty. This is actually, I haven't shown this in quite a while. This is one of the pieces that I've had since I used to list on eBay, and starting in 2001. So it can go back on eBay. I'll show you the back. Yeah, it will, Becky. I've been struggling with that stuff lately. Um, Here's the pin back. It just pokes through. So I'm going with 70s on this piece. But as you can see, it's interesting to me that it's marcasite and it's, such a nice pen. But then I just feel like they chinched out on the metal for some reason. And I'm not sure why. This would have been in a high-end department store like a Macy's or a Capwell's or whatever. It probably would have been about $35 new in the 70s. And it's little. 1 inch around. 1 inch. Yeah. I've been having, and it's simple. It's simple but mighty, if that makes any sense. Boom. Okay. Yeah, Becky, I think it has to do with being sick, and just having less ability to filter and block. But I've been really having lots of memories of my parents, and just as I'm falling asleep, having all these thoughts about them, and first thing when I wake up, thinking about my mom and my dad. Yeah, it's been a tough couple of weeks, and I think it's because I've been sick. Okay, that's a going down, and like I said, I'll show it a few more times, and then it'll wind up going on eBay. So how about this really cool thing? At least I think it's really cool. But we all have our what is really cool, and and my mom was a great amateur, like for 45 years, hobbyist photographer. We had a dark room in the laundry room when I was in junior high, and my mom, I, and their son, which is what I say now, and all of our friends who were in junior high with us, all developed our black and white film into photographs in my family's dark room for like that. We had that going on for about 6 years, and she just never stopped, but she started taking her film to be processed. She learned how to do color. I could never do that. My mom lived to the fullest, and she was interested in everything out there. Okay. 29. It is plastic. It's, I would say probably 70s. Takeoff of the Jelly Belly cabochon of these guys. And then it has, this guy just makes me laugh. Then it has plastic orange eyes. And the little nose, is the little nose a little thing too? Yeah, the little nose is a little tiny piece of plastic. And then, I don't know, y'all. Is this a lion? Is this like an out of control dog? What? I mean, is it a poodle? What's happening here? I don't know, but it makes me so happy. Here's the back. See the cheaper pin? I bet this was like something fun sold at like, in the 70s at like Woolworths at like a top end. I don't know. Maybe a Macy's. I don't know. But I love it. What the heck? Oh, the eyes are red, not orange. So what is it? Anyone got a guess what this is? What kind of animal? I mean, these are whiskers, right? And that kind of looks like a dog's snout. But then what's with the Beatles bowl cut hair? I don't know, but I'll tell you what. You got a teenage girl in your life, vintage jewelry is pretty hot with the 16 plus crowd right now. Do you want a great present for them? Look, the whiskers even kind of curl in a little bit. This would make a fabulous Christmas present, y'all. And it's one of those things. It's like, how can it not make you happy? It's spectacular. I haven't looked it up, any of them. It's 2 inches long, and then with this crazy like lion tail thing, it's like 1.25 inches wide. Um, it reminds me of a liger. Maybe it's that. Or a liger, Napoleon Dynamite, a liger. Yes, whatever it is, it's freaking adorable. A liger. Okay, he'll come back another day. Thank you for looking. Honestly, it's like a Beatles that they had that shaggy straight cut black hair, kind of like a bowl cut, but not a bowl cut. That's what it reminds me of. Oh my god. At least I'm enjoying myself. Thumbs up, got to do something. I'm not selling a lot, but I am enjoying myself enormously. So good thing that I amuse myself, right? And if you're watching on the replay, reach out and, in the comments or email. I prefer email, but whichever one you prefer. And let me know if there's an item you're interested in. Clearly, there's a lot left, and I do not do recaps. So, and even when, which should be, excuse me, starting week after next, when I start listing things that have been around for a while on eBay, I'll give people, like a good week after I show an item for the last time before I just throw it right on eBay, because that's not fair. If I'm going to show you an item, it needs to sit around for a little bit. Now, at 24, this is stupid because I know that I could be asking 35 for this. This is a gorgeous, heavy, super sparkly clear white, like kind of crystal-like rhinestone brooch. It's got the squares, the tiny round ones, the big one in the center, the ovals. I think there's foil behind these. Look how brilliant they are. There is zero damage. Let's look at it like this. It is. And then, it's so nice. Here is the back. I'm dating this to the mid-60s based on the pin back just coming through. The puddling is really nice, but it's, not 30s to 50s. It's that 60s. Yeah, it's really, this is something else. That song, she's sure fine looking, man. Wow, she's something else. You can tell I'm getting tired because I'm getting goofy. So the squares, I want to see if I can actually show this to you. The squares actually stand up. There you go. See how they are carved and stand up. Nothing is flat. And it's just, and I say there's foil behind there, but I don't know that for a fact. I get the feeling, but even if there's foil, the quality of the glass is really good. It's probably about 1.5 inches around. Starting at 24, it won't start at 24 again. That's me. Again, number one, wanting to, be fair with you all. And number two, I'd like to make some sales. And number three, clearing some inventory. Ooh, it's almost 1 3/4 in diameter. Okay, so this will probably, next time I show it, it'll probably be closer to the $35 mark, which is probably what I need to, I probably couldn't list it more than $45 on eBay, but I probably paid more than $24 for it. Probably. Lately I've been more cost averaging than individual pieces for any resellers out there or anyone that matters what I'm saying. Okay, so like I said, I'm just bringing 2 more items so I don't do recaps. So if there's anything that someone is interested in, any type of things, I have stuff over here. If you tell me, I would know for the next time I'm on to bring it. And if you want to go back to the beginning and put it on, 2 times fast where I sound like a crazy chipmunk, and drop in the chat what you're interested in. If you are interested in anything I've shown, now is the time. You've got about 8 minutes. And then that's all she wrote. I'm very proud of myself for how sick I've been. I will have been on just about 2 hours, and I think I'm doing good. What do you guys think? You think I'm doing good, or do you think I'm just completely goofy as heck? Both could be true. Just so you know, both things can be true at the same time. Starting bid of $36. It is copper. It is a 1950s, like kind of mid 1950s linkage style, if you will. And the beads, are glorious. And in between the beads is, let's get real clear with me looking at it. Like a light black rhinestone rondelle in between the set of yellow glass beads. I'll show you the beads in more detail in a minute. They are incredible. I've never seen anything like them. I know these are much older European beads. Here is the bottom one. It does have a rondelle on the bottom and the top. It does not have anything attached to the bottom curved rod, which is how they put these beads together onto the chain. But if you wanted to open that, you could do so if you know what you're doing and put something on there, a cross or whatever. This is so cool. Again, this is very individual. Never seen anything like it. So let's check it out. Look at these beads. So first off, they're hand blown and they have this random lemon and white swirl running through it. Then the beads themselves are carved. See that? Or set in a mold to dry like that. It's really unusual, which is my jam. Straighten that. See that? It's really, really interesting. So, and then here's the links in between, copper, and you can see that this is older. That's the green patina coming through on the rods going through these beads. I don't clean anything. You can clean it if you want. Here's another set. And this is heavy. These are big honkin' hand-blown beads. And it's like daisy yellow. Daisy yellow. And it feels good. I'm doing great. Thank you, Noel. Yes, very much like a marble thing. Really, it's got to be Italy. I mean, it's just, there's something. Never seen anything like it, Becky. And then the single, and have it on copper. Definitely not made in America. It's fascinating. Double rondelles there instead of a double bead. It was never a double bead. And like I say, I could open this up easily and put something there. But I would be wanting to either put something that matched this yellow or that was like a copper ornament at the bottom, right? Or black to match the black rondelles. That would work. Here's the copper clasp. No maker. It's very, Renoir, Matisse. It's just the whole 50s, late 30s, 50s, pushing into the 60s for a little while. Copper craze. And here, is with this shirt is not, it's not a good shirt to be there you go. Now it goes with the earrings, which are mother of pearl vintage carved earrings. It would match with that. So the pendant drops about 26 inches. Okay. Starting at 36. Really interesting, totally unique. If someone finds something like this out there, let me know. Okay. Becky, how's your mom? And what about your I'm going to show one last item. So again, if anyone's interested in something in particular, I don't do previews for Friday. But brooches, bracelet, whatever, drop it in now. Or if you see something, if you go back to the beginning of the chat and you're interested, let me know. Becky, are you still moving? What's happening with that? So I've shown this necklace you about 4 times over a period of 6 months. And it's getting to the point where, with its uniqueness and everything that's going on, it's getting close to the point too of going onto eBay and not coming back anymore. Okay, last item is, I'm just going to go ahead and do another pair of, should I do that? No, I'm not going to do these. I'm going to do a low-end item, or lower, I should say. I'm going to do a brooch. Youch. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad that she's doing better, but I have a vague and maybe too much of an understanding about the rest of it, and yeah, bless his heart. This is going to be a buy it now. Who is this? I don't know. Let's just make it a buy it now of 17. So are you moving, Becky? Weren't you moving? Wasn't that a thing? I swear to God, that was a thing. Okay, so I'm trying to, yeah. So this is a very high-end collectible brooch, Park Lane, which is kind of what I thought was happening, which is why I was debating. Ugh, I have a hair in my nose. This is why I was debating what to start it at. I don't think you can see that at all. Good Lord. And look how dirty this loop is. I need to wash it. You can't see it. It's written in cursive. Park Lane. Look it up. I can't. It's the best I can do. Oh my God. Okay, Becky. Well, good Lord, he's in my prayers. Wow, that must have been scary. So here's the back with the brooch, and it can be a pendant. It is a very heavy piece. This is a 1970s Park Lane, and I believe that's a skyline of probably supposed to be some buildings in New York, either New York or Chicago. And it's, like I said, it's heavy. It's large. It can be a pendant or a brooch. Gold tone. Totally three-dimensional. So well done. This is an outstanding piece. Not just your typical brooch. Buy it now at $17. I would bet that this being a Park Lane piece, I didn't do my research, that it sells for close, but probably not quite double that, and maybe even more, actually. And it's big piece. Oh, thank God. Becky, that must have been so scary. I'm so glad that he got through it and that you got through it. Been there, done all that. Didn't do the surgeries. It wouldn't have helped. It was way too late for that. And yeah. It's 2¼ inches long and almost 2 inches wide at its widest. Yeah, Becky, if you need to talk, I'm sure you have a lot of friends. I'm sure you have a lot of family support, but Becky, take care of you as well as him. That was one thing I had a very hard time doing while I took care of both my parents, was taking care of myself. The main way I took care of myself was by having my YouTube channel. Yep. And being with my, God, this thing is fabulous. Being with my YouTube community, where it was just vintage. Love of vintage, and nothing else. That was how I de-stressed. And thank God, because I really needed all of you. Yep. Okay. Well, unless someone is interested in a 925 Vermeil ring, it's actually really, really nice. Super comfortable. It might fit on this finger again. If it does, I think that's why I was giving it up. Ooh, oh my Lord. Look at that. I lost weight from being sick. Ooh, this would start at 40. So, good, Becky. I get it. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of taking care of me. And then now all the, in 2026, all the medical rules are changing for insurance. So, yeah, I have to call my benefits person and, figure out what the heck is going on with all of that and, what I'm supposed to do now. I changed from what I had, which was outrageously expensive, to, and then now I have to change again. And it just, blah. And how long do I have to change? For only 1 month? For 1 year? Forever? I'm like, I don't know. It's a whole thing. So, yeah. Okay, well, I sold one thing. And I'm going to take my pre-made dinner and go to bed. And like I said, I'm going down to the Bay Area on Sunday to hang out with my daughter and her husband, but mostly my daughter. And probably go by the what was the family home, which is no longer, it was sold, and cry, and go to the thrift store, see my sister-in-law. Yeah, definitely go thrifting and deal with some really icky estate stuff that I have to deal with the computer down there. So I will not be having a sale next Thursday. I probably will pull it together to have one on Friday. And invoicing, I am going to do my best to invoice everyone before I go. If not, I'll be doing it as I'm down there on my cell phone. And I will put everything that I have here that is not hard goods into bubble wrappers, mailing wrappers, and mail it down there. But then I won't have my thermal label printer. I don't know. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I will do a community post. It may be that because this is the end of week 2 Build-A-Box, it may be that stuff is backed up even more. So anyone who's here, anyone who's watching, if you want your stuff ASAP and you don't want to wait a whole nother week and a half, email me. Tell me that. Otherwise, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen because there's a lot I have to do in a short amount of time, and I'm getting over being sick. So I haven't thought it through, but I will. Okay. See you all later. Becky, take care of yourself. Yum. See, now that's my type of dinner, Becky. Okay. Becky, take care of yourself. My sneak attack friend. Love you. Everyone else, love you too. Adore you. Go vintage. Have a fabulous weekend. If you see anything you like, email me. Good night.